Is Zenless Zone Zero ZZZ getting cooler? With its latest 1.3 version update and the characters Yanagi and Lighter, along with the brand new W engines, you can bet it is. We got all the bits about it that's going to get your adrenaline pumping again. First of all, what is Zenless Zone Zero? For those who are new or just need a refresher, Zenless Zone Zero is a fast-paced urban fantasy action RPG developed by HoYoverse. Yep, the same people behind Genshin Impact and Honkai Star Rail. You see, in Triple Z, players navigate through various anomalies with characters known as agents, who are aligned with different factions. Each update introduces new agents, and in version 1.3 we get 2 new S-rank agents, which are the previously mentioned Yanagi and Lighter. Now they both bring unique gameplay styles to the table, and all you have to do is how and what they bring. We're going to assist you with that. So, who exactly is Yanagi? Tsukishiro Yanagi is making a debut in 1.3 as an electric anomaly unit and the deputy chief of Section 6. As we said earlier, Yanagi is set to be an S-rank character, and her kit revolves around anomaly mastery, electric damage, and boosting her overall damage output through stances and special skills. She's got a versatile kit that makes her both a solid single target DPS and an area of effect AoE controller. Yanagi's unique ability to switch between 2 stances makes her dynamic in combat. It's speculated that she can lower the electric resistance of enemies, making her an ideal choice if you're looking to exploit weaknesses in electric heavy enemies. She's designed to ramp up her damage over time, especially with the right support around her. Yanagi also shines when paired with other agents that focus on anomaly effects. Once again, for anyone new here, let's break down the basics. In Zenless Zone Zero, W engines are special equipment that boost your character's abilities in specific ways. These engines give powerful bonuses to characters, often synergizing with their elements or unique skills. Think of them as specialized tools that, when paired correctly, can take your team's damage output and utility to the next level. In version 1.3 we're getting 2 fresh W engines, one for Yanagi and one for Lighter, both of which offer significant advantages tailored to their abilities. But here's the kicker, everything's still subject to change as we've seen from previous patches. HoYoverse loves to tweak things, so take this info with a pinch of salt before you make any major decisions. Don't blame us for not informing you sooner, alright? Anyway, let's move on. Well, what does Yanagi's engine do right now? Yanagi, the electric anomaly wielder and deputy chief of Section 6, is a serious contender in the current patch, especially with a W engine upgrade. If you're playing as Yanagi or considering it, her new engine turns her into an even bigger threat on the battlefield. But what exactly does it do? The first perk's pretty straightforward, it cranks up the speed at which Yanagi accumulates electric anomalies by 30%. Essentially, electric anomalies are a core part of a damage dealing kit. These anomalies allow Yanagi to unleash her unique electric powers, causing some serious shock damage to her enemies. With the W engine, you're building up these anomalies faster, meaning you get to dish out those special electric effects way more often. For anyone who enjoys keeping constant pressure on the enemy, this is a huge win. Faster anomaly build-up means you can stay on the offensive more effectively and disrupt your opponent before they can even react. Think of it like charging your ultimate faster in an FPS. Every second shaved off gives you a major edge in combat. Here's where it gets really interesting. Every time Yanagi lands an X attack, she gains an additional 75 anomalies. X attacks are already powerful moves, but with this boost it's like hitting your enemy with an extra charge of damage potential every single time. It's not just about dealing a quick burst of damage, it's about setting yourself up for even more power down the line. This aspect of the W engine makes Yanagi extremely dangerous in longer fights. The more X attacks you land, the more anomalies you rack up, and that builds towards unleashing bigger, deadlier abilities. It's a snowball effect, and once you get the rhythm down, it feels like you're constantly leveling up mid-battle. Finally, when your anomaly mastery reaches 400 or higher, Yanagi's disorder damage goes up by 25%. The disorder is a high-powered move, perfect for clearing groups of enemies or landing devastating hits on bosses. So this 25% boost is nothing to scoff at. It turns her from an already dangerous character into an absolute beast when she's at her peak. Hitting that 400 anomaly mastery might take some work, but once you're there, the increased damage is worth it. You'll notice Yanagi tearing through enemies quicker than ever. She becomes an even bigger asset in both PvE against waves of enemies and PvP, where that extra damage could be the difference between victory and defeat. This setup makes a W engine crucial for long drawn out fights where you want to stack anomalies and deal huge damage and bursts. Yanagi's expected to fit well into electric centered teams, but her effectiveness may depend on the rest of your lineup. It's time for another obvious question: who's Lighter and what can he do? The thing is, Lighter brings a different vibe entirely. He's a fire stun agent hailing from the Sons of Kaladin faction. What makes Lighter stand out is his punch-heavy, brawler-style combat that focuses on overwhelming enemies with stun and fire damage. He's not just a solo player though, his kit has synergy with fire and ice units, making him perfect for team setups where crit damage stacking's key. Lighter's abilities emphasise aggressive in-your-face tactics. His X-special attack V-style Sun Rising Fist launches a devastating uppercut, followed by a pursuit attack, both dealing significant fire damage. Actually, he also has a core passive Combustion Aid, which allows him to boost his team's impact and apply debuffs to enemies, making him valuable in both offense and defense. Cool, isn't it? Lighter's ultimate W-style Crown Final Fire is a massive AoE attack that deals fire damage to a wide range, making him an excellent pick for fights with multiple enemies. What's cool about his playstyle is that he can become invulnerable during some of these attacks, giving him a mix of offense and survival that's hard to beat. Now onto his latest W engine. Lighter brings a unique W engine focused on team synergy. Unlike many engines that only enhance the individual character, Lighter's W engine's all about empowering your entire squad, especially ice and fire units. Whenever Lighter triggers a quick or defensive assist, his impact increases. This means every time he jumps in to either strike or defend, it becomes even more effective. This might seem like a small boost at first, but for players who rely on assists to create team combos, this effect can build up quickly. The more often you trigger Lighter's assists, the more damage potentially accumulates, which can eventually turn him into a significant force in battle. It's a perfect fit for a team-oriented playstyle. Lighter's W engine truly excels in how it enhances team performance. With every basic attack Lighter lands, he accumulates stacks, up to 20 in total. Each of these stacks increases crit damage for the entire team, but only for ice and fire damage. If you get the image correctly, this makes him a fantastic support character for teams that include ice and fire specialists like Caesar. The more Lighter hits enemies, the stronger your ice and fire characters become, thanks to the stacking crit damage bonus. This creates a perfect synergy between Lighter and any fire or ice units on your team. Both Yanagi and Lighter are incredibly strong in their own right, but they cater to very different playstyles. So which W engine should you pull for? It really depends on your team. If you're looking for more universal flexibility and love electric damage dealers, Yanagi's W engine might be the best investment. It works well across a variety of setups and provides a more personal boost to Yanagi's performance. However, if your team focuses on ice and fire damage, Lighter's W engine could provide an insane crit boost that helps everyone thrive. So the final question is, should you wait or pull? Here's the bottom line: both Yanagi and Lighter are designed for very different roles in Zenless Zone Zero. Yanagi is a great all-rounder, perfect for players who like to control fights with anomaly effects and dish out steady bursts of electric damage. Her W engine enhances her ability to dominate longer fights, where anomaly build-up is key. Lighter, however, is a strategic pick for team-focused players, especially those running fire and ice units. He's all about boosting team performance with crit damage stacks and debuffs, making him an essential unit if you're looking to build a high-impact team comp. If you're still unsure, our advice would be to wait for the full release of version 1.3 and see how the characters perform in real-world scenarios. As always, Hoyoverse tends to tweak numbers and abilities right up until launch, so there could be some last-minute surprises. Make sure to keep an eye out for any updates before committing to your pulls. Are you ready to fire up the game? Comment down your thoughts. We're going to have more updates coming your way, but first you got to show some love and like the video and make sure to subscribe to the channel. With more thrilling updates, we'll reach you soon.